Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Ratchet Ray here with the first installment in my series of best class setups and my favorite guns in Black Ops 2. Now this series is going to include the guns I believe gives you an advantage over the battlefield and are better than the rest. Today we're looking at the mp7. Now this is easily one of my favorite submachine guns. Before we get too in depth with the class, I'd like to tell you that this class setup is for close quarters and high kill streaks. The kill streaks I'm running is Stealth Chopper, Warthog, and Lodestar, which are indeed high kill streaks. Now beginning with the most important part of any class, I believe, in Call of Duty is your attachments, because they directly affect how you're going to do in a gunfight. No perk affects your gunfighting ability except for Toughness. But anyway, I run Silencer and Red Laser. Silencer for this class is extremely important because if you are going for those high kill streaks and you did not have Silencer, every time you fired, a red dot would appear and the enemy would be all over you. Now, Red Laser is extremely important also because this is a close quarters gun. Now, in close quarters, you're not going to have time to aim in. You'd rather hip fire and have a better chance of hitting the enemy and dealing more damage. That's what I like to believe with it. Now, the perks I run is Ghost and Hardline. Now, these are set in stone for pretty much all my Call of Duty classes. But in this class specifically, they help because if you are going for high kill streaks, Hardline knocks off 20% of the score you need, which in a Lodestar, which costs 1,600, I believe, 1,200, I'm sorry, it knocks off 250 points. Now, that is a lot. And then I use Ghost. Ghost helps me in the fact that people call in UAVs all the time in this, and that can absolutely ruin your kill streak if they all know where you are and they just cave in on you. Now what I'm running in my second perk setup is Toughness, because this is the only perk that helps you in gunfights. And if you have Toughness and the other person doesn't, it can easily change the tide of the battle. Now the third perks I run is Tactical Mask and Engineer. Now these are extremely important on a close quarters map also because people are throwing grenades and they're throwing their bouncing betties and they're throwing their flashbangs everywhere. And if you're resistant to both of those and you can see them coming and you don't trip up a stupid bouncing betty and ruin your streak, it is very helpful. Now with the mp7, it is not the only lacking part I found about this class is its range. Once you get past that close quarters, it tends to lose a good amount of its damage, and for me, I don't know about that, so I only use this gun on Hijacked in Nuketown. Other maps, maybe if it's an objective based and I'm kind of sticking around the objective and taking them out, but other than that, I'd probably stick with the PDW, which has a little more effective range. Now, in case you guys are wondering about the map pack coming out, it's going to include a Peacekeeper, I believe. Now, this is going to be a submachine gun, assault rifle sort of mix, but it's going to be under submachine guns. And the very first day it's out, I will have a video describing what it's like, if it's good, if I like it, and I'll also have diamond camo on it to show you what that looks like. Now, in the last little part of this video, I want to talk to you about making your own good class. Now, what you want to be thinking of when you're making your class is that the attachments are the most important, then the perks. And the reason attachments are the most important is because they directly affect how your gun performs, as I said earlier in this video. And the perk should be second is because they affect how your player performs, even without the gun you currently hold. Now, what you want to do is pretty much try new guns. Try them without any attachments on them and see if you like them. If you do good out with them, start building off that. And what you want to first start with is the attachments. So build as much, put the best possible combination you can think of, put primary gunfire on there if you want, but just build your gun so it is the best it can be. Then you want to move to the perks, because those are the second most important. And once you get your perks figured out what you want, then you can see if you have room for any equipment. And then last is a secondary weapon, because secondary weapons are not necessary in this game, I believe. I believe that if you stick to your primary gun, pick up guns on the run, and just find ammo on the ground, you'll be just fine. So getting to the end of the video here, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next time in one of my future videos.